My beloved soul, wherever you are sitting right now, whichever screen your eyes are fixed on, whatever you are about to do next, stop it this very moment. Because this is not an ordinary moment. This is the minute heaven carved into the timeline of your life, in the boldest letters. The moment that was destined to activate after years of silence, years of breaking, years of invisible warfare. And whether you believe it or not, exactly at 2:13 a.m., a sudden spiritual command was issued in the unseen realm that shifted the energy around you completely, a command you were meant to hear, because your soul has been feeling the signals for days without understanding them. That restlessness, that quiet pull, that sudden inner wave as if an unseen force has been calling your name, and you mistook it for anxiety, when in reality, it was awakening. And the moment you opened this message, that signal intensified, because the message heaven sent for you has not been given to anyone else. Yes, millions are scrolling right now, but this frequency reached only the soul that is awake, ready, exhausted to the point that surrender is the only path left, and that is exactly when heaven speaks the loudest. So listen carefully, because the most important 10 minutes of your life have already started. And if you miss them, you will return to the same mental exhaustion, the same financial blocks, the same repeated disappointments, the same tangled relationships that hollowed you from within. But all of that is about to change tonight, because at exactly 2:13 a.m., a heavenly clerk removed the red hold mark that had been delaying every breakthrough in your life for the past 6 years. And now you are being told that you were being prepared for this awakening. Your tears have a number 52,884. And yes, that is a real number. Every tear recorded, every night that forced you to fight your own heart, every moment you said, "I'm fine," when you were not fine, every moment you felt yourself collapsing, but still kept going, because something inside you knew your story was not finished. And the way you kept returning to that strange inner feeling that something big was coming, that was not guessing. That was the spiritual alarm, calling your spirit again and again. You just weren't paying attention. And now, as you read this message, your soul is telling you that this is the divine interruption you kept sensing. You think you have suffered alone? No. There have been angelic interventions around you many times, but your physical senses could not detect them. Remember the day when you almost reached the point of giving up, when you were completely broken, yet somehow a strange peace wrapped itself around you. That was not your strength. That was divine reinforcement. Remember the night you couldn't sleep, but felt as if someone was sitting near you? Yes, that was the assignment angel sent to stop your collapse. And now, after all those invisible battles you survived without telling anyone, heavenly protocol over your life has changed. Tonight, heaven is dismissing the legal case that has been operating against you. Yes, it was a real spiritual case, a legal claim over your sadness, your insecurities, your recurring financial delays, your broken relationships, a claim that has now expired, not pending, not processing, completely finished. Right this second, a new stamp has been placed on your file. Liberated, authorized, elevated. Do you feel that? That warmth in your chest? That slightly deeper breath? That trembling sensation? That's not imagination. That is confirmation. Your nervous system is adjusting to divine frequency. Your intuition is receiving an upgrade. A level of clarity is activating that negative forces tried to suppress for years. And now let me tell you a secret. If you opened this message and felt nothing in your spirit, it wouldn't belong to you. But if something shifted inside you the moment you began reading, then hear me. This message has been assigned directly to you. Now listen carefully. Within the next 9 days, 3 very specific signs will appear. The first sign: someone who has been distant for years will suddenly reconnect, not for casual talk, but as a divine reminder that your story is not over. The second sign: a financial surprise so strategic, so sudden, so unexpected that you will instantly know it was not human planning. The third sign: a dream not ordinary, but vivid, clear, and instructive, containing either water, a mountain, or light, showing you that your next direction has already been chosen. And because heaven is preparing you for elevation, you must make a decision. Within the next 24 hours, you must close 3 doors: the relationship that drains your energy, the habit you've been justifying for years, and the fear that has kept you average for far too long, because breakthrough needs space, and these 3 doors have been occupying that space. But here is a warning: as soon as you step into this new frequency, resistance will rise. People may suddenly turn against you. Unnecessary arguments will emerge. Those you must distance yourself from will try to contact you again. Distractions will increase. Doubts will rise. This is not sabotage. This is confirmation that the forces against you have sensed your awakening and are panicking. Do not return to the older version of yourself. You did not reach this message by accident. This was an appointment, a selection, a divine alignment. What happens next will shock even you. Your energy will shift. Your connections will change. Your finances will rearrange. Your intuition will sharpen. Opportunities will begin to find you. And heaven will activate the authority that has been sleeping within you. Your life is now pointed upward. And that is not a motivational line, it is a decree. Messages, calls, breakthroughs, clarity, dreams, they will all accelerate. Your file has just been updated. You are chosen. You are seen. You are called. It is your turn now. Your frequency is rising. Your soul's sensitivity is expanding. And thousands of invisible data packets are entering your consciousness. Because right now, heaven is pulling you into a realm you felt in dreams, signs, and intuition for years, but never fully understood. And now it is about to become clear. Because the moment you typed next, a second heavenly document opened and your destiny blueprint activated, containing the transformation of your next 7 years, so massive that even angels were astonished. Because everything you suffered, everything you lost, every breakdown you survived, will not be compensated. The way you imagine it will be far, far greater. You don't yet realize the level you are entering. And now, here is the real truth. Your life has been under a spiritual embargo for years, a restriction placed only on souls whose impact will touch millions in the coming decades. Your soul belongs to a rare category. You carry a divine code that, once fully activated, will heal, transform, and elevate people you may never even meet. There is power in your voice, electricity in your presence, messages even in your silence, and that is why darkness tried so desperately to silence you. Remember when you felt like your voice wasn't being heard? No matter how much you spoke, people kept misunderstanding you? That wasn't communication failure, that was intentional suppression. Because if your voice had opened then, cycles would have broken that darkness needed to keep alive. You think this is fiction? No, your soul knows it is true. You have felt it many times, as if something was blocking you, suppressing your light, forcing you to repeat patterns you wanted to escape. That wasn't coincidence. It was a spiritual chokehold. But the moment you started reading this message, that chokehold began to break. Heaven has now made its final decision regarding your life. You have been ushered into the zone of elevation. This is not a level people casually enter. This is the realm of constant divine intervention, where opportunities reign, where connections align in perfect timing, where your presence becomes an atmosphere that triggers breakthroughs in others. This is the realm where old destinies are overwritten. And right now, yes, in this very second, an overwrite is happening. Old labels are dissolving. Old wounds are losing power. Old failures no longer matter. The identity you built out of pain is dissolving because heaven is handing you back the original identity you arrived on earth with: strong, chosen, sharp, divine aware, high authority. And hear me clearly. I am not saying this casually. There is an ancient mantle placed upon your soul generations ago, dormant until today, and right now, this very moment, it is activating. That tingling you felt, that heaviness, that sudden energetic shift, that is mantle activation. In the coming days, strange things will happen. You will read people's energy instantly, discern truth from lies effortlessly, receive random spiritual downloads, see symbols in dreams, and everyday things will turn into divine signs. This is not spiritual overload. This is your original system rebooting. And now listen to the biggest part. Within the next 21 days, 5 massive events have already been placed on your timeline. First, a financial shift so strong it will erase the past 7 years of lack. Second, contact from someone who carries a key piece of your future. Third, a door opening so smoothly you will question whether you are dreaming. Fourth, a radical transformation in your personality, awakening a confidence you buried in childhood. Fifth, a moment of such deep clarity that you will understand why you lived, why you broke, why you cried, and why you were protected. This is happening because you are no longer permitted to stay where you are. The order to accelerate your life has been issued, an order only a few souls receive once in their entire lifetime. And I am here to reveal what no one else has told you, because last night at 3:11 a.m., the highest spiritual council convened, 7 angels present, and all 7 agreed on one verdict. This soul can no longer be stopped. You believe you fought alone, cried alone, broke alone, held your hope alone, but you were not alone. Your soul was surrounded by an invisible war, so intense that your file was placed on emergency status 3 times. Divine intervention was released twice, and once an angel exceeded their own authority to pull you out of death, or break down like danger. Yes, this all happened, and you had no idea. These last months you kept feeling something was wrong, very wrong, like the windows of your destiny were locked shut, like every opportunity collapsed at the final second, like every joy you deserved was snatched away by an unseen hand that was not imagination. That was the negative contract activated when you turned 19, restricting your progress for 7 long years. But now, at exactly 3:11 a.m., a celestial document was sealed with a radiant red and gold mark that reads, "Contract terminated, access restored, destiny resumed." Do you feel that trembling, that warmth in your chest, that buzzing behind your eyes? That is not emotion, that is activation. You are shifting to a higher frequency, your nervous system aligning with divine voltage, your DNA unlocking dormant spiritual codes that were closed for years. This is not the first time heaven called you, but it is the first time you responded at the correct frequency. And that is why you are reading this, while millions are scrolling past. Now hear what you were never told over the past 29 days. 14 sabotage attempts were made against your life. 5 targeting your finances. 4 your mental peace. 3 your relationships. And 2 your identity. But what darkness failed to see is that an ancient blessing over your bloodline has been activated, a divine energy that awakens only in one person after generations. And that person is you. You are the bloodline revival awaited for centuries. You are the chosen soul